Farooq Ali from Equitas Law again. Today we are here on a topic relating to a rule of evidence law, which is estoppel. Estoppel, through its etymology, it means stopper, an alternative to a cock used in a barrel. Now, this mechanical term has a very wide aspect in law. Estoppel is a law derived from common law. In my previous judgment, I have said common law means judgment law, laws made through precedents, basically based on equity. In India, estoppel is a rule of evidence. In simpler words, it says that the concept will prevent anyone from going back on their own words, either said expressly or through implications, unequivocal. Estoppel by representation, a convention, which means that you are not allowed to go back on your words, referred to as common law estoppel by representation. In Halsbury Laws of England, it is said a lot of confusing things among things to confuse the students. It's obviously a Halsbury Laws of England. In simple words, it says that if someone has changed his position and incurred expenses on the basis of some other person representation, that some other person, then that other person cannot go back on his words and say or establish something, want to establish something else in the litigation. There are different kinds of estoppel which all the law students and law graduates have gone through. Contractual estoppels are there, which it is not applicable in India. Promissory estoppel, proprietary estoppel. The above is in regard to civil laws. Now, have we ever thought about the law of estoppel in criminal law? Like, we might not have heard about autrefois acquit. It's a kind of estoppel in criminal law where a person cannot be brought under trial once already tried. Autrefois convict, kind of estoppel in criminal law where a person cannot be sentenced for a crime more than once. We can see this in our constitution under Article 20 clause 2 of the constitution, which postulates that no person shall be prosecuted and punished for the same offense more than once. This is based on the above thing. So either prosecution or conviction cannot be twice. So in short, there has to be a trial and an acquittal, or there has to be a trial and a sentencing for an acquisition of a crime. Mere dismissal of complaint does not attract this estoppel clause. We again find that in CPC, res judicata is also a kind of estoppel. You will find it under section 11 of the Code of Civil Procedure, by which you are being estopped from raising any question or file any suit on the issue which has been decided in the former suit. It also covers the person claiming under the parties to the former suit, which has already been decided. For example, a question as to the right of a property has already been decided in a suit between A and B. Then the children of A and B cannot file another suit claiming under their parents, though they can file a suit if they claim to have an independent title. This provision of res judicata goes a bit further through its explanation 4, which says a suit will not be entertained or an issue will not be entertained if the question raised in the present suit would have been raised in the former suit. Therefore, something which is not decided but could have been raised in the former suit is also barred. In this provision, the interesting thing is that language of the provision tell us that the estoppel is upon the court not to try such suit. The Evidence Act talks about estoppels in 3 sections, which are section 115, 116 and 117, which basically says, which has been already stated above, as you cannot go back into them. For our law students, there is a bit of a question. You must have heard about or gone through this case law, which is versus Carlyle versus Carbolic Smoke Gas Company of Queen's Bench. Do you find any traces of estoppel in that law, in that judgment? If you, then please comment under this video. I hope this video is useful and helpful. Please like, subscribe,